All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the House of Stein, and this is the CBSI Hot 10 show. Thank you for everybody that is chilling, waiting for us. 37 live at the beginning of the show. That's pretty awesome. Appreciate you guys. We got the crew in-house and a really interesting list tonight. That's for sure.
Hey, sorry, Darth Lopez, man. It's you can blame Bryan or.
Yeah, I apologize. My bad. Hey, Darth Lopez, man, I appreciate you though. I'll tell you that I appreciate you. I owe you some G.I. Joe pickups on Saturday. I'll be talking G.I. Joe for you. Come hang out Saturday, Modern Comic Mayhem, and I was supposed to pull them out for you on Wednesday, but yeah, man, I'm gonna show some really cool G.I. Joe variants. So. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Comic Book Invest Hot 10 show, the list written every week by Ben Stein. You guys can find that every Friday over on the website, comicbookinvest.com. Appreciate these guys and appreciate you guys, everybody in the community. Over 700 subs already, pretty damn amazing. 300 away from 1,000, Ben. How does that feel?
It's awesome. We'll figure out a way to bump that up. I'm not really sure how, but we got some ideas in the works here.
Yeah, we got some pretty cool giveaways that we're gonna have to pull off for both channels. We're both 300 away, so it will both hopefully be hitting 1,000 at the same time, so we can do just like 2 huge giveaways. I want to do like 10 giveaways. Get all of our homies. Shout out to Wanted Comics, Jesse James Comics, Hive Comics. Shout out to Bird City Comics. Shout out to all of our friends. And we'll just get a ton of cool giveaways. Just rock it. So Uniform 13 says, hey, McClay grabbed a stack of basketball cards last night and did a whatnot single stacker show. 425 minutes. That is crazy. If you guys don't know, we had a really cool whatnot sale before the show. I go live every Friday right before this show, part of the TGIF crew. I sold comics. Usually I sell comics on Friday nights for the TGIF crew. It's a lot of fun. Only go on there for an hour. But last Wednesday, we had the mystery pack sale. And just wait until I pull out those clips, you guys. It's absolutely crazy. People were buying mystery packs for $35 a piece and pulling cards that were $70 cards. And Ben got a bunch of cool shit because people are going to be giving him cool stuff. You see the Dave Concepcion autograph?
I did. I saw that.
Yeah. How about that? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, you suck.
Yeah, what up? 1987 Topps baseball autograph card, gold parallel of Wander, the kid, the Wonder Kid. So, all right, that's enough on the cards and everything, you guys. But make sure you check out Whatnot. The links are below. We'll get back to that later in the show. You guys know how we do this. We have the Almost 10, which is, those fun books that maybe you didn't know about that's maybe sold this week, or some crazy sales that just didn't quite make the Hot 10. And we're going to get into that here in 1 second. As I remind everybody to go and check out my channel, The Amazing. If you guys get a chance, like I said, we're both pretty damn close to 1,000 subs each. Let's see here. I am at right now, Stein's over 700. And I am at 697, ladies and gentlemen. So if you get a chance, go check it out. Link is below. You can go sub up. And if you're not subbed up to Stein already, sub up. And if you're not subbed up to Popcorn Culture, make sure you guys sub up. The link is below. That's Richie's channel. Just did a really cool show last night. So make sure to check that out also. All right, let's get into the Almost 10. Brought to you by The Amazing. Like I said, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. All right, we'll start off with this one. All right, Jason versus Leatherface. kind of funny because I didn't see the almost 10 list yet. And one of the books I sold tonight was that Satan 6, number 4, first appearance of Jason, which is a cool book. And these showed up on the almost 10, not just one, but I put all of them on there. There's number 2. There's number 3. Great covers. Absolutely amazing. Simon Beasley covers, I think, on all of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
Beautiful. Yeah. This number 2 is so creepy to me, man.
It's really funny. Like, you look at this and you're like, Topps Comics, and it's, man, I remember when they did the X-Files, and they tried to come out with several of them, and then they just stopped. But these Jasons versus the Leatherface, man, they sell. Like, they're a number 1 and a number 3 both sold for over 100 raw.
Wow.
This week. So, yeah, don't pass up any of these like 90s horror books. They sell.
They're badass too. Next on the list, a really badass Joey Mad cover. It's nice to see Joe Madureira doing covers. This is Inhumans number 4. What was this? A 1 in 25?
No, this is a 1 in 50.
1 in 50 for Inhuman number 4.
Yeah, so that's got to be. I mean, Inhumans with an S don't sell well, and then they did this one with no S, just Inhuman. And then it was a number 4 as a 1 in 50. There can't be many of those out there, I wouldn't think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was a number 1, I would think the print run would be pretty low on that. But
and you remember, didn't this series come out around the same time as the show?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it did, and everybody just shit on that show. And there was a kind of a cool character, if I remember correctly, in that Inhuman run. What was that character name? He showed up on
what, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, the one from the one with the spikes coming out of his back or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that one is, but there's apparently this one has a first appearance in it, and I don't know anything about it. Richie, you may know who the first appearance in this book is. I don't know who it is.
To be honest, I have never read an Inhuman book in my life.
Yeah, so. Lash was the one from that Inhumans number 1. But yeah, this sold this week for $130 raw.
Wow. Holy moly. It's a beautiful cover. And Joey Mad's fans are rabid still to this day. Like Dark J Darkside said, he's killing it in his in the gaming sector. He's got his own studio. I think they didn't they put out a what was that book that he had with the I'm spacing on the game. What was the book he had with the famous cover where it's got the tattoo on her butt?
Oh, you're talking about
Darksider? No, is it Darksiders? No.
with red.
Yeah.
Gosh, what?
Not Darkstalkers. I thought it was Darkstalkers. He did the game Darkstalkers, didn't he?
Battle Chasers. Yeah,
there
Battle
we
Chasers.
Go.
Gosh.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you go out of town. You get completely blanked out. I can't think of anything.
No, that's just it. That's not. It doesn't just happen when you go out of town, Ben.
That's true. I'm just old.
It happens to me all the time, and it's not because I'm old.
I forget.
All right. Next on the list is one I put these in here as a little thing I learned today. Care of Dennis Barger at Wonderworld Comics. Did you know about this book? This is Panic number 6 from 1954. And the reason why I have this book on here is because I had this book tonight available in my sale. This is Gen 13, the do-it-yourself variant from that box set. And I was asking people, is this the very first sketch cover? Because I can't think of a sketch cover before this. And Dennis said this, Panic number 6 from 1954. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
When you just and I don't know why this is really stupid, but when you just said that the Gen 13 do-it-yourself cover, do you remember like in the 40-Year-Old Virgin when he was like, "Do you do it yourself?" Like I don't know. I have no idea why that just popped into
Yeah,
my
when
head.
he's trying to pick up that woman in the
Yeah.
Barnes and Nobles.
Yeah. I don't know why that just popped into my head.
Well, that's an interesting cover, and thank God this book didn't sell tonight. Nobody wanted it, so I'm gonna use it. I
What?
think nobody wanted it, dude. For $10, I had it available for $10, and nobody wanted it. Thank God, because it's gonna get some art on it. I think I'm gonna send it to somebody to do some super duper art on it. Yeah, really, really cool. So next on the list, Court of Owls, baby. Court of Owls, still hot. And I love seeing these digital copy inside variants, the combo pack variants. We were searching these out for so long, and then they got super cold, and it's nice to see them getting hot again, especially the Batman ones.
Yeah, and this one is this Capullo cover is so sick. It is like the coolest looking cover. I don't know why. It just is so cool. But yeah, there was a what did I say? A 9.6 of this sold this week for 400 for a 9.6.
Wow.
Which is pretty high.
I like the
yeah.
variant for this. Isn't there a variant for this where it's got
There was a variant for all the other than number 1
it's a fabric.
and 2.
I think it's a fabric. Is this the one with the fabric variant where it's got that Court of Owls dude on the cover? Talon.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think it's this one or 8. I can't remember. Chat, let me know.
I still think that that Snyder run from like 1 to pretty much the entire run. Oh my gosh, it was
so good,
so awesome.
Yeah, yep, I agree. It was the first comic I read every week that it came out. Really, really good. Flame Brain says I would love to get this as a tattoo. Yeah, that'd be very cool. It'd be very cool. All right, the next on the almost 10, a weird one, followed by another weird one, but this one is definitely weird. What is going on with this, Ben? This is Truth Zone, the complete bootleg out of 500, and some weird stuff with this.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this book. I don't know why it's only numbered out of 500. This was I looked at it earlier and I was like, what is this? And is this like the was this like an ash can or something like that?
So what it was is each box had 91 Truth Zone comic strips in it that appeared on Comics Workbook in 2012 and 2013, and just big fans, I guess, of Simon Hanselman, who's the character that was introduced in this. Published by Comics Workbook, it said it was sold, I believe, for $75 a piece, and they had a problem getting them out, all 500 of them out at the same time, so they had to like stop the print run and after like 200 prints or something like that, and re-put them out. But yeah, other than that, I can't find too much about it. Seems pretty interesting. Some independent creator that people just love. Chat, let us know if you know anything about this. But out of 500, and they sell for quite a bit.
Yeah, I think there was 2 of them this week that, for whatever reason, I think there was 2. I might be getting them confused, but anyway, they sold well over $100 this week. So, and it's just whatever this bootleg. And I guess if you're saying it came in like a box, so there was other stuff that came in it. So
yeah, 91 strips.
Yeah, so just the comic, I guess, is what sold, but I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. It's very interesting. It's a cool idea. But that was weird. So we decided to throw another weird one on. How about some Al Columbia weirdness? Because that's exactly what this is. If you guys don't know who Al Columbia is, he's a famous alt creator, comics creator. And this is the Biologic Show, number 1, where this is the best thing that I saw that was written about it. Let me see where it says here. It had a mixed reaction upon release, It says one of the few contemporaneous reviews of issue number 0 in the comics press dismissed it as, quote, an array of senselessness. Themes are inane or non-existent, and none seem to progress any sense of the story. However, the series was highly praised by other alternative comic creators, including Mike Allred, Jim Woodring, and others. And for those of you guys that don't know, Al Columbia is a famous creator. Gerard Way was a big fan of him. Kurt Cobain's daughter actually has an Al Columbia tattoo on her forearm, I believe. That's when I first started hearing about him. But yeah, really famous creator. There was something that he did back in the day that I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the main character was called, but it was really, it was a big deal when it came out. But he was part of that Fantagraphics crew, I guess you could say.
Yeah, this is definitely an odd one, and it's number 1. It's not. So the first issue was number 0, because this came out 94, 95, something like that.
Yeah.
Back when they thought 0 issues were really cool, and every single book had a 0 issue and a half issue and all that stuff. But so a number 1 of this in VF plus condition sold for $120 raw. So this is one of those weird ones that I'm not even sure. Fantagraphics, there's a little bit oversized, right? Or in general,
I think so.
Yeah, so this is one of those that you may just see somewhere and be like, I'm not buying that. That looks stupid. But you might be able to sell it for good money. So
yeah. And then a book that we all know, we've all talked about recently, Deadly Class 42, the absolutely gorgeous Scalera variant. $80 raw sale is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, $80 raw. Several of these Deadly Class B covers. There was the Decal that sold. I don't know, it was several months ago, but it sold for $100 and something. And this one was always a $20, $30 book or whatever. But yeah, it's now an $80 book, and it's you just don't see them that often.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Beautiful covers. So very cool. All right. Next we have Sonic the Hedgehog number 196. Spoilers be damned. Sounds like this character is going to show up soon in the movies.
This Scourge character?
Is this character? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Shadow. Maybe Shadow is who's showing up, right?
To be honest, I don't know I only played Sonic on Sega, so I don't know any of these characters at all.
Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know who this Scourge is, but he went Super Saiyan on this one, it looks like.
Yeah, so these are, I can see some of these Sonic books sometimes, and I don't know which ones are worth money and which ones aren't. But this one apparently is. So this one's like a $90 raw book, which is crazy.
Wow. I think there's less than 150 of these printed or something like that. It was ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous low. I'm not sure if there's a first in this one, but it might be a second. But it's super, super low print. Scarce. Wow. The meaning is scarce.
Oh, Scarce.
Scarce.
Shadow is who I'm thinking of. Okay, cool comic guy said it's not this guy, it's Shadow. So, but hey, this is a new character, so you might be on the lookout for it. Any of these old Sonic books.
I'm sure there's more, but I just heard that.
Yeah. Next on the list, Miles Morales, Spider-Man is back, you guys. He just shows he's that good. He's on every list, it seems. This is the second print for Miles Morales Spider-Man number 1 from 2019, and it's $100 plus now raw.
Yeah, it's insane. It's weird. If you look back now, any of the number 1s with Miles, they're all selling. It's crazy.
Yeah, and this is volume 4, guys. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Longshort. The guy is so underrated. He gets shit from some of the community, and I understand everybody's entitled to their own opinion. By the way, let's all be kind to each other, okay? But anyway, shout out to Longshort. Check out Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 1, the 4th print. ultimate version of Rhino on the cover. Man, that thing is very low print, and the art is insane. Way better than this cover. That's just my opinion.
Who is the cover on this, or who did the cover?
Well, it's probably interior art, so I'm guessing somebody who did the interior. But I believe during the issue 1, the illustrations were by Javier Guerin. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's definitely a Javier Guerin show cover.
I like the spider webs. Or
Yeah, iconic. Definitely iconic. The web.
Yeah. And next on our list, a badass Futurama book. Gotta love the Terminator homage, Hasta la Vista meat bag, Futurama Comics #7. Yeah, Bender.
The newsstand. So yeah. So when you're looking for Futurama or Simpsons comics or any of those kind of like show comics, these newsstands are like really hard to find. To be honest, when they came out, I didn't even know that they put these on newsstand shelves, but because why would Bongo Comics be selling to newsstands? I don't know. So there's a bunch of them. This one's one of them. This sold for $30. I mean, it's just a number 7. It's just a cool. Yeah, like Brian said, it's just a Terminator homage. But be on the lookout for these Futurama newsstands. They're very difficult to find.
Yeah,
agreed.
All right, next is our final almost 10 book of the week, a book that we actually talked about last Wednesday or 2 Wednesdays ago, I believe. Big Leg talked about the set, and a community member hit us up in the chats about it. Thrasher Comics. This is Thrasher Comics #7, and I want all of them badly.
Yeah, this one's so cool. Like he's, I mean, the skateboard movie he's got going on there with the caveman. That's just so cool.
Yeah. This is old school right here, and the rest of them are great too. There are some beautiful covers in that run. Cool covers, cool old school covers.
But this is like from the 90s, right?
Yeah, this is old, man. This is from 1988, actually.
This is from 88.
Yeah, let me show you the rest of the covers here because they're pretty damn cool.
Okay, when I said 90s and you said, yeah, they're really old, that makes me feel really, really, really old.
Yeah. I mean, look how cool these are. And Sean pulled most of them out. He had all of them. Like that one's great. And they're all great.
And my comic shop has none of them.
That #2 is the one I want the most, man. I want #2 the most. That's so badass. So be on the lookout for Thrasher Comics, you guys.
Yeah, did I say that this one sold for over $100?
No, wow, I didn't hear. Wow.
Yeah, for a fine plus copy, sold for over 100.
And Half Price Crook says Shred is badass also, so we're gonna be on the lookout for Shred. And Cover Lover says Road Rash. So Shred and Road Rash we're gonna be looking out for now too. So not bad at all. Well, you guys, before we get to the rest of the list, I want to take a second here. We woke up this morning, as most of us did, to the news that we lost a legend. The great Neal Adams passed away today. And a lot of you guys know, you guys can see behind me here that I'm a huge Neal Adams fan. I was lucky enough to interview Neal Adams at a con one year, and it was quite a story, that's for sure. And this book right here, this specific book, kind of broke my ice with Neal Adams. He was kind of a dick at first, and you could tell he didn't want to do the interview. You can tell he was like, I just want to go home to my hotel, this and that. And then I kind of said to him, I said, hey, I just want to thank you for what you did with the Green Lantern, Green Arrow run in the 80s, and Speedy being on drugs. Me, myself, being a former heroin addict, I have done a lot to help other heroin addicts try to get off the drug. And one of the worst things that happens in those situations are when their family members can't understand what it's like to be addicted to heroin or any drug. And this is the type of thing that can show them that anybody can get caught up. Anybody can get in a bad spot, even superheroes. And that was what broke the ice with Neal Adams. And the next thing you know, he turned into this just wealth of history and told the whole story about why they did it and what was going on in New York at that time, and the heroin, craziness that was going on in Manhattan. And this was one of the first books at the time. And a lot of people don't realize this idea for this book came out before Amazing Spider-Man. What was it, 95 and 96, I believe, the LSD issues. And DC did not want to print it until Stan Lee heard that Neal and Denny were trying to do this book and decided to do a drug issue in Amazing Spider-Man. Once that issue came out, DC, the heads at DC found out about it and contacted Neal Adams and Denny O'Neil and said, run with it. And history was made. And this is a beautiful, beautiful cover that I was lucky enough to have signed from him. And a lot of people don't realize this, but Neal Adams actually got me back into comics, going to get my Green Lantern, Green Arrow 76, my Green Lantern, Green Arrow 85, my Batman 451 signed by him at the Mesa Comic Con years ago was what got me back into collecting comics. So I know a lot of us have amazing stories about Neal Adams. I just wanted to share mine. You guys can go hear that interview. It's on the webs. I think we'll probably talk about it more on Saturday night on Modern Comic Mayhem on my channel. So make sure you guys come hang out Saturday night. We're probably going to be talking a lot about Neal Adams and his life and how amazing he was. I really want to get into the fact that him helping out Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster and trying to get them the credit they deserve is one of the biggest things that's happened in comics. And a lot of people don't know about that story, so maybe we'll try and figure out a way to retell that. But rest in peace to Neal Adams, OG. Pretty sad, pretty sad. We'll talk about him a little later on the list, though. All right, you guys. Remember, you can find all of this at the House of Stein. Make sure to sub below, hit the subscription button. We do this every Friday, and should be more stuff on the way. I know Stein's thinking about maybe doing some other things, so make sure to sub up, and let's get into the honorable mentions. How about this one, you guys? Dynamic Comics, number 11. One of the greatest, in my opinion, covers ever created, and I want to own one day. That's for sure. What happened here, Ben?
Man, this cover is so sick. Like I don't even know. I don't know why they're so small, and I don't understand what's actually going on. But the fact that he just killed that person in the red test tube, and is sucking their I mean, it's just I don't know what's going on. I mean, the girl in the yellow is all scared. The dude with the magnifying glass is like, oh, I just want to see death up close. And the dude on the left, he's about ready to cap the blonde. And it's just, I don't know what's going on. And that scientist's face is so well done.
It is.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Is it acid he's pouring in there?
I don't know what it is, man. It's something just so strange going on this cover.
Yeah,
but yeah, what I say, Brian, a 2.5 CGC 2.5 sold this week for $9,000.
Wow.
Blue Label.
Wow.
Overstreet lists the price of this for a 2.0 at $300, and a 2.5 sold for $9,000.
Beautiful, man. Gorgeous. Such a great cover. Love the Dynamic Comics in red too. Oh man.
I remember the days when you could still find dealers that still went by Overstreet. I wish they were still out. I know there's a few still out there. But gosh, Man, I'd love to find them. All right, I'd just love to find them.
One of these days, I will own this. I will own this cover. Just wait. All right. Beautiful, beautiful book right here. On to the honorable mention, the next honorable mention this week, and a really cool one here. This is First Woman, NASA's Promise for Humanity #1 in New York Comic Con giveaway. And this is another book I wish I owned. I think this is really, really cool.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure why, what's up with, Wally down there or number 9 or number 5. I don't know what he's doing, or what the concept of the book is about, but obviously it's, obviously something straight from NASA. So I don't know how many they gave out of these. Does anybody, Mel may know because he goes, he's right there in New York and goes to Comic-Con all the time. I have no idea how many of these they made. Does anybody here know how many they made?
No, but I'm going to look it up real quick because I wonder if they only gave them away at NYCC.
That's a good question. I initially thought the artist, or like the front cover, kind of looks like Merca and Dolfo, but it's not. I don't know who it is. It's
all right. Here's what I got. It says NASA's first ever AR-powered graphic novel, First Woman, NASA's Promise for Humanity, tells the story of a fictional character, Callie Rodriguez, in her dreams of being the first woman of color to set foot on the moon. Let me see here. Throughout the novel, you'll come across different QR and XR codes that can be used to unlock interactive AR experiences using the First Woman app available on Android and iOS devices. So that's pretty cool. Doesn't say how many are made. I'm trying to look here. It's pretty cool that they have those QR and XR things going on there.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. It says you can download issue #1, and it doesn't say anything about how many copies of the graphic novel there are. It's very interesting, though.
Yeah. Well, there's several of them that have sold this week for like $30 to $40. So for a not for sale book, that's pretty high, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Next, we've got the rest of the Hot 10, you guys, starting at number 10. What do we got here? We've got Incredible Hercules #120, and some people specking on what is this? The God of the Scroll or something? Scroll God King? What is this?
Gosh, it's boy, this is really. I mean, this is really, really like. This is one of those things where like, oh, this actor was holding this comic book's costume up in in the closet, and now we're going to go buy this book. Like, it's like that ridiculously terrible. I mean,
this is what happened.
it's terrible.
So Charles Murphy, he's got a Twitter. He blocked me, by the way, because I called him out on a few of his scoops. He got completely wrong. He blocks everybody, but I believe he has an alt account. I think it's called that's Make Me in the Middle or Smile Me in the Middle or something. I don't know. He's on IG too. Sounds like the same guy. Anyways, he's I think it was like the first or second week of April, maybe at the end of the second week. He said that on Twitter. He tweeted that the Secret Invasion crew, like Ben was just kind of alluding to in footnote version, they had this merchandise, and it had something to do with this character, supposedly the scroll god at Clinbin or something like that, and supposedly the Secret Invasion crew, they were not supposed to get any of this merchandise outside of themselves or like the actual property. And I guess they gave it to their family, and it just leaked out. And now it's news. So yeah. And then that's what, now the book is going crazy. I mean, I used to see this book in I used to see this book in the half price bins before the dollar bins. But people like it.
Yeah. Pretty much the only Incredible Hercules book that was ever bought was that Origin of Amadeus Cho. That's pretty much it, right?
Right.
I mean, and This one, I mean, it's not like it's like super expensive or anything like that. It is more than $10 now, though. I
Yeah.
mean, for a book that should not be in anybody's pull, you should not be pulling this book. This is
Right.
terrible, really bad.
There's newsstand copies of this, supposedly. I haven't seen one, but this year, the Marvel, the entire Secret Invasion tie-in run, they had, except issue 1, they had newsstand copies. So keep your eye out if you are into this. Another thing is, guys, there's a ton of scrolls. Doesn't mean every single scroll is going to be front and center, like Talos and Veronica and Power Scroll and so on and so forth.
Well, I mean, the first Talos is like a $5 to $10 book. Now, why would you pay more than $5 to $10 for this when you don't? I mean, Talos has been in movies and is probably going to still be in movies. Like, I don't understand. It
And
makes
he's
no
played
sense.
by a great actor. Great actor.
Makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Totally agree.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, that is FOMO, you guys. That is what FOMO is. We had a really good conversation. I had a really good conversation about Spec and Hollywood and how it's drives Spec. And it still blows me away that the books are moving as fast as they're or for going for what they are going for. Because it feels like what was going on when Avengers was coming out. Everybody was going crazy, and we had a lull there where people stopped going crazy for C and D character Spec. Well, that's the game is back, baby. It's cyclical, like Mel says. No Spec ever dies, and it's getting crazy again. So, my statement on this has always been: if you see a book on the Hot 10, 90% of the time, put that sucker up, sell it, because it ain't going to be worth much more in a couple of months, and maybe in a year it'll come back, but I kind of feel like the best thing to do with these half these books, more than half of them, is just to sell them, get them going. So make your money, baby. Number 9, Frizen, back again. Something is Killing the Children, number 23, the 1 per store variant. There was a ton of variants for this again. Kind of weird to see all the variants that are coming out for these books nowadays. But you get beautiful Frizen art. I like this. I think it's good.
Yeah, what confuses me about this. Okay, so this is selling for what I say, like 40 to 50. Is that what it is? Yeah, no, 30 to 40. So it's like 30 to 40. But you can buy the 1 in 50 variant for like the same price. And there's got to be less of the 1 in 50s than this. It's basically the same, just no blood, right?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you buy the 1 in 50, which has to be rarer than this, for the same price? Right? I mean, if these are legitimately 1 per store, I mean, there's going to be like 3,000 of them.
Well, it's gonna be less, a little bit less.
Well, no, it goes to retailers too. Goes to online retailers too.
Yeah, with a diamond or with a diamond account, and Diamond lost a lot of accounts, and a lot of shops shut down during the pandemic. There are less retailers than there were at the beginning of the pandemic. You know, the market's doing well. That's what I mean. Honest, that's my opinion. I mean, there's tons of shops that were on my. I have like over 165 bookmarks that I used to go when we find out a book. Boom! I would spend the whole weekend going to each one, and probably 30% of them are closed.
Yeah. So let's say there's only 2,000. Okay. Well, still there's 2,000, but a 1 in 50. There's not going to be 2,000 stores that ordered 50 copies of this. There's no way.
No, this was like one of the best sellers all through 2020 and 2021.
What was the print run on like issue 21, like 2 or 3 months ago?
I'll tell you this much: the print run on 1 through I believe 10 were like considered still like low print run, but once 12 went on, it just completely changed. Like 12 is, I mean, I'm talking about the error. I mean, I know there was a printing error, and they print runs went way up on this title after 12. So, I mean, it's speculation, but that's just honestly, I mean, what would be the other reason why this title has such slowed down? I mean, story has not changed. I mean, it's changed, but it's just as good. It's the same creative team. The covers are amazing. I mean, you're paying less money for this book, for this and every variant, and you get an awesome cardstock book. You pay $2 more for a Marvel, and you get tissue paper, and you can't even press 9/8 out of them. So you know what I mean? It's like I can't think of another reason other than retailers just said, man, we need to order more copies of this. We're selling out too quick. So I don't know. We'll see.
What is it selling for right now, you said?
It's like 30 to 40.
Oh, that's
Not
pretty
bad.
low. Maybe
But
that's why. Maybe you're
I mean,
right.
is Frizen gonna basically do a variant on every issue now?
I imagine so, and it's got me
Mhm.
worried. I'll be honest. I think Frizen still doesn't get the respect she deserves, but she's gonna start burning out her pen. You know what I mean? Like, don't burn yourself out.
Yeah,
Don't
good point.
don't do it. Like, her Catwoman covers are amazing right now. The Sandman cover was beautiful. The Something Is Killing the Children covers are good. They're not as good as the Sandman cover or the Catwoman covers to me. They're good, the last couple ones, and she's got a thing going with this face thing. So, yeah, I hope they don't burn her out. That's all I'm saying. I'm crossing my finger.
Sorry, Brian, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
You're
there's
good,
two or three new characters that first appeared in this title. Supposedly they're supposed to have some shelf life. So
Yeah. Yi says the next issue is going to be Old Dragon in this Frizen style. So there you go. Paul Diggs Comics says, just ordered the Frizen Grimm #1 from Bird City. Hell yeah. Order more. All right. Number 8 this week. Rest in peace, Neal Adams. Said we'd talk about him again. You know how this works, you guys. We lose somebody and their books start to sell. You know, it's just the way it is. And Signature Series Neal Adams books are going crazy right now.
So many sales, and it's usually it's a lot of times I think it's people outside of the comic community that do that. Trying to look to cash in and whatever. But I mean, Neal signed a lot. I mean, he was a ton of cons. And now you had to pay good money to get his sig, but he did sign a lot. So it's not like his signatures are rare. But they will eventually be harder to get because eventually people are going to kind of do like they kind of do with Stan Lee stuff or Darwin Cook or Michael Turner or any of those guys. And they get one and they just put it away and they're never going to sell it. So at some point the supply will start to dwindle on some of these.
I really like what Rain in 3 says right here. He says F6 go for OA and sketches. I couldn't agree more. I actually got out of a bunch of my Neal Adams Signature Series books for higher grade unsigned copies. And I have come to the thought process that I would rather not have a book be signed. I would rather have OA, sketches, a nice, clean, unsigned copy. Or even if I do get it signed, I would love to have stuff signed on the inside cover, the inside first page.
Yeah, the only problem with that is once you slab it, you'll never see that signature again. So that the slabbing portion, kind of takes away from that. But me and you, Brian, we did a lot more sports cards, and so it was always a big no to sign like a very important card. It was like you don't do that. You don't touch. Like this cover right here. You don't sign this one. Find a different Neal Adams. That if you want that, but finding these key books or key covers or anything like that with a signature just kind of I would not be looking for this in a signature series if I was wanting and I don't, but if I were wanting one, I would not be looking at something like this.
The rule of thumb for baseball signatures on cards when I was a kid was save it for the sweet spot. Get a baseball and get it on the sweet spot. It'll look so much better than on the card. And I think Rain in 3's had a great point. Get OA, get sketches.
Now I will say the card market is coming around some on signatures. But again, I think it's still better for those signatures to be on cards that don't necessarily matter as much. Like if you want a Jordan, great, but don't sign an 86 Fleer.
Yeah.
Leave that alone. But it's kind of the same concept now. But I would be more cool with signatures if the publishing companies would just do them from the start, like have inserts that have, oh look, J. Scott Campbell signed 100 copies of his newest cover, and you don't know which one's going to be, or have some kind of redemption or something like that.
Or I like what people like Neal Adams did, Jeff DeCall do, John Tyler Christopher do. They put their autographs small in an area where it doesn't take away from the art. I love that just as much as not getting on the inside cover. Neal Adams always signed somewhat small in an area that didn't take away from the art, rather than like Stan Lee would just sign anywhere, So, or you got the big Todd McFarlane, big J. Scott Campbell scribbled all over your book. And I get it, but JTC, Jeff DeCall, Neal Adams, they sign small in nice places. So
yeah, Dennis, it's not that's not how it goes though. It's not a lottery, because the way the card companies get away with it is you can enter for free. So that chance is always there. And so that's how they put random inserts of autographs into packs of cards, is you can always try and enter.
You could send in a self-addressed stamp. Yeah.
And so you always have that opportunity. You're never gonna actually hit one, but you can. And so that
it actually says here's a bottom of a box. This is the Topps jumbo box I opened on Wednesday. It says, no purchase necessary. Open only to U.S. and Canadian residents for a chance to obtain any of the cards listed above, which are the random cards listed in packs. At the same odds, while supplies last, hand print your name and complete address on a 3x5 card and mail a number 10 envelope to, and it gives a address. Only one card per envelope, so you can mail as many envelopes as you want, which is interesting. And I would love to talk to somebody that's actually done that before.
And we also have, they've done it before. I mean, Image did it with Sex Criminals with those sketches that were randomly inserted. And they're all polybagged, and it was completely random. And yes, that was exactly what they did. So that's always been my thought, that the comic publishers need to go to some kind of a system like that. That's why sports cards sell for so much unopened, is because of that chance factor of hitting that 1 in 10,000 hit, that you could make 10 grand on a $2 pack of cards. I think there is a way to do it. Again, this doesn't necessarily have to do with Neal Adams, although it would have been cool to have Neal Adams stuff, where you could get his signature or some kind of, original sketch or something like that. I think there's definitely a way to do it.
Yeah. Well, it is whatever you like, get what you like. That's always the true way to do it. And, if you like Neal Adams, pick up some of his maybe not so crazy stuff. Maybe go pick up one of his expanded Earth theory books. For those of you guys that don't know, Neal Adams was a total fringe topic guy. Wrote a book on the expanded Earth theory. He had a theory on the Earth was always growing. And actually heard him on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie a couple of times. It was very interesting. Shout out to Dennis for that one. So very, very, very cool. Jesse James Comics says, yes, it would be like selling your free comic book day packs days of free comic book day. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. But all right. Yeah, Expanding Earth YouTube video. Go check it out. He was crazy. Good kind of crazy though. All right, number 7 this week. Spawn number 9. Angela makes her appearance.
Yeah, I don't. Is there? I mean, are people just continuing to think that she's going to show up? I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably in this Thor stuff, right?
Yeah, recently. Yeah, you're right. So like the big media outlets that we comic book nerds check out that we think we kind of trust, Screen Rant, CBR, stuff like that. All of them for some reason within the last 4 to 7 days picked up these new articles about, I mean, they're more like opinion pieces, puff pieces, but or whatever, but about Angela. Is she coming to the MCU? Who's going to be Valkyrie's queen in Thor: Love and Thunder? 10 Marvel superheroes that are not in the MCU as of yet. I mean, it was weird. It was all around the same time. So something's going on.
Very strange. Well, obviously, this is kind of like Spawn number 1. I mean, there's a billion copies of this out there. But so yeah, so I mean, if you are looking for this, go newsstand. But you know, 9/8 of this are back over what I say 200. Is that what it is?
Wow.
Yeah, they're like 175 to 200 plus again. You know, that's a lot. I mean, there's got to be. I don't know the census on these. There's got to be a ton of 9/8 of this book. I would if I'm actually looking for Angela's stuff, I would be going for some of those variants that she had,
Marvel.
like from her, from like the Queen of Hell or any of those that are pretty tough to find. That's what I would be going for.
Yeah, plus the first historical appearance in the Prime Marvel universe. It happens to be 616 now, even with multiverse. But historically, her first cameo, I believe, is Age of Ultron 10, and first full is Guardians of the Galaxy 5. Those books are printed way over 100,000. Scotty Young is a percentile qualifier, and there are some high ratio incentives. If you want a chronological first appearance, and you guys are all comic tech nerds like me, Original Sin number 5.1. It's a low print run book. It's from July of 2014. It's underrated. Check that one out, and the variants.
There we go. All right, number 6. Speaking of Scotty Young, Daredevil number 1, the Scotty Young variant.
Yeah, this was from the 2019 run. This was the Zdarsky. It's amazing. These Scotty Young things just continue to sell.
Yeah.
They continue to. Some of them are pretty hard to find. It's hard to tell which ones are hard to find. This appears to be one of the ones that's hard to find. I don't know why. I don't know if this was a qualifier to get it. Probably not, because he does pretty much every number 1 that comes out. He does. So I don't know why it would be a qualifier, but it's incredible how many of these Scotty Young books sell for a lot. This one is now $50 raw, $175 for a 9/8, and I don't think there's not a first appearance in this issue, right? It's just another reboot.
Yeah, there's the first appearance of I believe it's Detective Cole North, and he's one of the main characters throughout the series. His first cover is number 2, second print. But yeah, it is the first appearance, but it was a heavily ordered book. He's right. Scott Young doesn't do a lot of percentiles on issue 1, but there is a few that I do remember, and it's that Star Wars book with where the one was the first appearance, but now everybody's saying the number 6 is the full. I forgot which it is, but that was the only one I know he did the qualifier on. But Ben makes good points on that. And to be honest with you, I don't even really think this is that special. But I mean, if it's hard to find, that hey, Scotty Young's hot as hell right now. I mean,
Later, Darth. Good luck, brother.
So, but yeah, Detective Cold North is like, he's like I mean, besides like Daredevil, obviously, and Elektra, he's one of the main, I guess you could say, D-level characters, because throughout the series.
Yeah, these Scotty Young books are going crazy. I remember watching Jesse sell that Moon Knight book for $200. It was nuts. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, or is it just adults? I mean, buying these, or is it? I mean, are they buying these because the kids like? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I used to really not like them,
Mhm.
and then I started to like them. Like it's really odd. But I was kind of the same way with Darwin Cook too. I didn't really like Darwin Cook art, and then he passed, and then I was like, man, I really love his art. I think it's really cool. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if it's just a mental thing, or what.
I can accept the fact at the beginning, like, okay, this is his style, but he's definitely cornered the market on this stuff, and it's starting to grow on me. Like recently, the newer Alien run for Marvel, he did Alien #1 baby variant. It's one of the best ones I've ever seen. I mean, and so now I'm just like a huge fan, and a lot of people on Whatnot are asking me, jumping in the live chat or on Mercari or on eBay. Hey, do you have any Scotty Youngs? I'll take all of them. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I think it's just so. I think it's so different, and I like most of his his covers are like kind of tongue in cheek humor, which is I probably like. So maybe that's what it
Yeah.
is. I don't know.
I love his. I talk about it all the time, but I love his Silver Surfer one with Galactus eating the cereal bowl, and the bowl is the Earth, and then of course the Morbius
That's a
baby
good
bottle one is awesome. He just did one too. I think I saw recently. I don't know if it's Scotty Young, but I think it was, where it's a vampire and maybe it's not Scotty Young. I won't say it. All right. Yeah. So Scotty Young, people are falling in love with that. All right. Before we get on to the next final 5 of the list, I want to remind everybody to hit that subscribe button. We're at 716 subscribers at the House of Stein, where you guys can get this show every week. And we could really, really use more subscribers to hit that 1,000 sub mark. You guys, the links are down below for not only subscribing to this channel, but also subscribing to Popcorn Culture, which is Richie's channel. We've got him at 391. Let's get him to 400 tonight. If you're not signed to Popcorn Culture, please do so. Here is a link for everybody that is live in chat. And you can find that also in the description below. And also, please give me a subscription, a sub over at The Amazing with Bryan McClay. I am 697 subscribers. Let's get that above 700 before Saturday night, and we might have a cool giveaway tomorrow night. So we'll see what happens. Appreciate that. All right. Next on the list, number 5. An absolutely gorgeous Spider-Gwen cover. Spider-Gwen, Gwenverse #1, the Torrin Clark Comics Pro variant. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, this is the same guy that did the Black Panther Tosin variant, right?
And this is so much better.
I think so too. Yeah, this one looks cool. It's it's Gwen. It's pretty tough to find. I don't know how many Comics Pro. Maybe 1,000. Is that it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I mean, usually they might cap it at 1,000 or something like that, but it's weird. I was looking at the sales on this week. They're kind of all over the place. They went from like 100 all the way up to like 300. There's only 2 current listings. One is on auction. I think one is on auction. It's already over 200. So it's kind of all over the place on what this book is actually worth, but it's pretty cool. The white looks really it's one of those that you're like, oh, that's a book I'd probably want.
Yeah. The play on the light is what gets it for me. I love that light play that artists do. Souza Micah's really good at it. Torrin Clark is really good at it in this. This is just her costume too is amazing. I love Spider-Gwen's costume.
What is this series even about? I mean, is it just everybody's Gwen?
Yeah, I read issue 2 yesterday because I got that 1 in 100 in the mail yesterday. We did unboxings on Popcorn Culture's YouTube channel. Please check us out. Culture spelled with a 1 instead of an L. Yeah, so I read it last night, and it's a little corny. I would say, I guess the better word is quirky, but Yeah, so everybody's Gwen, but there are some other characters too. Like there's Samantha Wilson, which is a alternate version of Sam Wilson from the Spider-Verse or whatever that verse that is. But yeah, it's some kind of version of Gwen, and then and also it's not like one shows up and the other leaves. Like they're all in the same panels too as well. So pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. They ain't going anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't know
gonna
why
see
they
them on
do that.
on no movie, but it's just kind of for a comic people, it's just kind of cool. I mean, it's just not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't like why they're doing that. It's so stupid. It just makes more terrible variants. You only get like 1 out of every 5 is decent.
Well, you have Miles right now also doing the same exact thing, which is kind of, I don't think is a coincidence, right? He's doing the what if Captain America, what if Wolverine or Weapon X, what if Hulk, blah, 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 blah. And she's doing the exact same time, the same deal. The only difference is that she doesn't have what if in front of her title, right? So, yeah, it's fun. It's just, I don't know, just not for everybody.
I also wish that they would start showing her. She looks good without her mask on, but she looks so much better with her mask on and the hood up.
Totally.
So, anyways, be on the lookout. All right, number 4 this week. There it is. You guys knew they were going to start showing up. Here's the first one. Exiles number 3 is on the list. What's going on here?
Yeah, so when that Doctor Strange clip came out, I guess, with her fighting Wanda, I guess that's what people are going with. I still think in my mind that's probably the only scene that she's going to be in the whole movie. I just don't see her being like a pivotal character in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's in Yahoo just picked up the story today. So,
Interesting.
That to go crazy.
There's just, I don't know what to think, man. Like, I feel like
Also,
Multiverse of Madness is going to be. You remember how we got the news the other day that Spider-Verse 2 is going to be like 200 new characters? I feel like that's what we're going to get with Multiverse of Madness. It's just going to be quick hitters. They're going to be in there for a couple seconds. None of these characters that we really are hoping are going to have a backstory or a good story at all are just going to be in there for seconds. And I feel like we're all going to be let down. Yeah, all cameos, all nothing. I hope not. What a waste.
Well, I mean, what's the runtime? The runtime's like what, an hour and 55 or something?
Yeah,
It's
not even 2 hours, I don't think.
Yeah, so
it's less than 2 hours. Yeah,
which is really odd. I was expecting it to be like probably closer to like 3, like 2:45 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I know what you guys are saying about it not being Captain Carter. I get it, but I think the general public just sees them all the same. They don't really differentiate between Peggy Carter as Captain America or as Captain Carter. I don't think they see it any different.
The scoop was by Daniel RPK and I think it was RPK. He said that this is before the teaser came out that Captain Carter or Peggy Carter will show up as Captain America. So this is your first Peggy Carter as Captain America, Earth TRN 344, I believe. And then you have your Avengers Forever, which people are saying is the first cover appearance of the actual Captain Carter, not as Captain America, but Captain Carter. But that character's from Earth 14412. And then you have the Captain Carter issue 1 that came out right around the same time. Then you have Avengers Forever number 4. I mean, it's just, and they're all from different universes. Ben makes a good point. Spend your money wisely. Do your due diligence when you guys get alerts and updates and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody's just thinking they're pretty much all the same.
Yeah, this is selling for over 100 raw, so that's a lot for. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I could be way wrong, but I'm wrong a lot, but I feel like I'm not going to be wrong on this.
You're not wrong a lot. No, you're not wrong. You're right most of the time. But Brian made a good point. a few months ago, he was bringing it McClay. He was he was saying, you know what? He was saying the Exiles run from 2018 is underrated, and I think it's low print run, but I'm not sure. I haven't checked the numbers. And he was saying some other stuff, and I went and looked at the numbers. These things are not a lot of them out there. Tough to find. And I believe, what is that? The 1 in 15 where she is in the yellow background and she's got that World War II homage. That one's cool, but that's a tough book. So
yeah. Well, it's very interesting because the next book on the list is Captain Carter. There she is. She's back.
that's Captain Carter, Earth 199999. 5 nines. Guys.
Yeah.
What?
What
does that even mean?
That means MCU continuity. So
No,
basically,
I'm saying like
Yeah.
I mean, they're just randomly making up numbers. I mean,
yeah. No.
Here's the thing. Here's my question. Why call her Captain America ever? She's British. Why would we ever call her Captain America? It doesn't make any sense.
Facts only. Truth.
So I know people are fighting over that, and I saw, who was it?
Batcave.
On IG. No, not Batcave. Decor. I saw Decor put out this big, huge thing, and trust me, I know Decor's work, man. That dude he's in it. He's in it to win it. But I was just like, I was really stoned at the time, and I couldn't understand any of it because it's so convoluted. You know, it just our spec is getting crazy, and I would love to know if some of these creators are in the background watching these spec shows and going, just laughing, like, you know, some of the stories and things that we come up with. It feels so convoluted right now.
Yeah. Well, this one's, I mean, I thought you would like this one though, because it does have the Watcher up in the in the corner.
By the way, the Watcher is going to be showing up in a lot of amazing art soon. You watch.
Nice.
But yeah, so if you didn't see what happened with this book this week, basically it was like maybe like a $75 book, and now it's $250 to $300 raw, and somebody sold a 9.8. Like, this is like a brand new book, so they must have did like a 1 day, fast pass or something through CGC, but a 9.8 sold for $550. And that one sold before the raws jumped up, so whoever bought that 9.8's probably going to just reflip it, I would guess. But I like this cover. I mean, I like these type of covers, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Hey,
right?
great point on this one too. It's the same dumb spec as M'Baku being the next Black Panther when he doesn't worship Bast, the Panther god. Just saying. You're right. You are correct, sir.
Yeah, strong. That was strong right there.
Mm-hmm. So I will say this. I like this cover. I think it's a great cover. It's a cool looking cover, that's for sure. It's much better looking than that Exiles 3 cover.
It's basically a photo cover. It's an MCU photo cover from the What If show.
Yeah. But it's cool.
It's got cool. That, it works really well.
Yeah. So it's got that old school look to it. It kind of reminds me of that Tony Fleece Amazing Spider-Man variant.
Yep.
So, all right. Next we've got as Mel would say, the fuck you book of the week, because I don't have one. The Secret History of the War on Weed, the Bored Ape version, numbered out of 500. I didn't get one of these, and I didn't get one of the 1 in 25s, and I'm pissed.
Yeah, the 1 in 25 was high on the list last week, and now this one just kind of jumped in and replaced it. This was only on was it on Image's website? Is that the only place you could get it was on Image's website? Did they have it limited to 1 per, or did they just let?
I think it was 2
per. I'm pretty sure that people found a way to skirt that. They always do. It is now selling for $350 to $400, which is insane, right? That's got to be an insane. I mean, that's an insane amount for this.
What?
NFT people, man, are crazy. NFT people smoke a lot of cannabis.
I mean,
I don't know what it is, because that's the only thing I can think of, man. These Bored Apes and those crypto punks sell for a shit ton of money, and you put one on a comic surrounded by cannabis and it goes bonkers too. So yeah, instant cult classic. Yeah, $420. Hell yeah.
That's insane.
And you're right, Uniform 13. As soon as he said that, you could see the look in my face. It was devastation.
Yeah, because these came, like when they came out, they were only selling. This is only selling for like around 100, right?
Yeah, I think it was even less than that. I think it was like $20.
Yeah, it was like 20 to 35. But
yeah. So now it's a $400 book. So sorry, Brian.
And you know what the thing is I have this really weird feeling. I don't know if it's weird, but obvious feeling. We're gonna be talking about this book every once in a while Friday for the next 10 years to come.
I can trade Airboy Barbarian, the Barbarian. I can trade. I'll trade. I'll trade. Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, I don't know if people are just buying this to keep. If they are, then I mean, like, it's another one of these that 6 months from now you may not be able to even find it to even try and buy it.
Yeah. This would instantly go on the wall in my house. Instantly. It would go in a Bird City infinity frame right on the wall. Boom. I need one. Sad.
Yeah. You spend $400, you can have one.
Yeah. We'll see. I got a Topps 2022 jumbo box. I'll trade. All right. Before we get to number one, I do want to remind everybody, hit that subscribe button, but also throw a thumbs up. Hit that like button. It really helps us. It helps the algorithm. It helps us get to more people, for more people to see our stuff. We really appreciate each and every one of the 178 live people watching right now. And we'd appreciate it more if you're subbed up and hit that thumbs up. Like I said, it really helps out. I also want to remind everybody to check out both mine and Richie's channel. You can find that in the information below. I do have a couple cool announcements that I want to drop. We're working on a foreign show over on The Amazing. I'm doing my best to bring in some of the greatest foreign comic collectors in the world. That includes International Comics and Rob Fordham. Can't wait to see what they have cooking up. And a foreign show is fun for everybody because it turns everybody into a foreign fan. I'm telling you, just go watch International Comics Whatnot sales. Go watch Robert Fordham's Whatnot sales, and you will walk away a fan of foreign comics. The foreign variants are stunning, and then when they have history about them too, it's amazing. We actually showed a really cool foreign comic that was made in South Africa before Fantastic Four number 52 on The Amazing last Wednesday's show in the Market Report. I'm going to be putting that clip up soon. Really, really cool information about that. That's history to me. Of course, there's those South Africa stories with apartheid in comics and them breaking the apartheid barrier in comics. There's the great stories about the non-canon Spidey stuff with La Prensa. And those are the great stories that you hear out of people like Matt Roybal, John Z, Josh, International Comics, and Robert Fordham. So I can't wait to have those shows going, and you guys are really, really going to enjoy them. And we're also going to try and do that next Wednesday with the one and the only Matt Nelson from CGC. So next Wednesday, the foreign crew is going to be hanging out with me, Matt Nelson, and a couple other fun talking heads over there. Don't miss it. Number one this week, I don't even know what to say about this book. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, number 6.
Shout out to Topher.
Yeah, listen, here's the thing. We talked about this also. Bad Bunny going to be playing this character. Bad Bunny, a hip-hop artist who for the longest time I thought was a female. I didn't even know it was a dude. I thought it was the Cash Me Outside girl. And the next thing I know, he's getting signed to play a Hispanic wrestler that has special powers, but has to run from another wrestler that has special powers for 10 years. And in that time, he has to train and figure out how to kill a superhero and take off their mask in order to not be killed. And it was written by Peter David. And that tells me that Peter David loves cannabis.
Yeah, this is one of those massive head scratchers. Like, this book was $1 book a week ago, $1 book, and now it's $75 or more. First of all, can Bad Bunny even act?
Nobody can wrestle.
He can?
Yeah, he can wrestle.
Wrestle who?
Well, I guess he did okay on Narcos and Netflix.
It's very odd. And I mean, Sony can't even get Spider-Man right or Venom right. Or like, do you really think that they're going to be able to take some random? That is a bizarre story. Like,
and it's Sony.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sony can't even do the flagship stuff right. I mean, they bombed with Morbius. I mean, I don't know. This one's. Is anybody really spending $75 on this book?
No, but if I have some, I'm going to sell them for $50. They're all yours.
Oh, they're not mine.
They're all whoever's wants them.
I really just want to know who's spending $75 on this. It just is crazy to me.
WWE fans. I blame Ninth Wonder and Mighty Mel V for keep on showing all these gorgeous Raza variants. But I don't know what to say, man.
No.
Yeah, I don't either. It's very strange. It's just insane.
So the funny thing is also that I saw Topher put out a post about finding the El Dorado books too, because guess what? They're going to need a villain to tell this crazy story, and that's the only villain that there is. Oh, number one. How much is it selling the again, Raw?
$75 or more. Like, somebody said it was somebody in the chat said maybe 200. I mean, who knows? I mean, it was $1 book. I don't understand.
This was not only $1 book, it was less than $1 book. This was one of those, like, if you remember, this is the Iron, when they brought out the Iron Spider suit. This was like the one Iron Spider book that nobody wanted. I don't remember ever trying to find this book.
Yeah, it's very odd. Very, very, very odd.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, amazingly, the comic market is kind of it's just, for probably the last 3 months, has just been a really weird place. People they're way overspending for certain things, and everything else is going down. It's just in price. It's very strange. It's hard to quantify what's actually selling for more than it was the week before, because some things you're thinking, oh, that's definitely got to be selling, and you look and it's not. And it's very strange how some of these things, some of these things are running right now. I mean, this selling for 75, that Bored Ape selling for 400 plus. I mean, it's an odd market.
It might be odd, but I'm damn happy it's there, because people need to start making money. And if you have a couple of these books, put them up fast. I will always say that. Most of these books, like I said, 90% of the books on the Hot 10 list, put them up and sell. Make some money. Go get your Grail. You know what I mean? $150 for this book, $100 for this book, $75 for this book. I don't care. Sell it.
I just don't. It's just confusing. Like, so maybe it's just me. I mean, it very well could be me. But there's very few things that I spend more than what current market is. So, like, if this was $1 book, 6 days ago, and even if it was selling for 20, like, my mind would be like, nah, I'm gonna, if I really want this book, I'm just gonna go hunt for it. I'll find it. It was in dollar bins 6 days ago. I'll find it in a dollar bin. I'm not spending $20, $50, $75. I'm not. So who is actually spending that kind of money?
A lot of people, as Jesse was just saying, everything is hot. Everything is selling. And go in comic stores and find this, because you're right. They're in there. They're in boxes. These are in $5 bins, dollar bins.
Many retailers don't watch YouTube. They don't have the app. They don't, listen to scoopers, or they don't do that anything on a computer. So you can find these laying around a lot, and some of them just don't even want to look. So they're around.
Amen.
I'll see if I can. Hey, if I find it in Austin this week, I will give it away next week. How about that?
Yeah, that'll work.
Can't beat that, guys.
Yep, that'll work. So that being that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Comic Book Invest Hot 10 show on the House of Stein YouTube channel. 158, 160 live till the end. Hit that thumbs up button, you guys. It really, really helps us out. Make sure to check out the links in the description below to find us all on YouTube. And on top of that, you guys, you can find us all on Whatnot. You can find Mellow Fellow on Whatnot in the link below. You can find House of Stein on Whatnot in the link below. Stein, do you have anything coming up?
Yes, I actually, when I was home for 3 days this weekend, I pulled a ton of books for Stein Pack 4.0. There's some massive books in there. There's basically going to be, every pack is going to be worth at least $150. And yeah, so
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we'll see what's up with it.
You can find me on the Whatnot app. I actually sell every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for 1 hour right before the show. Usually it's just comics, and usually it's just me hanging out and telling stories with a few people. But coming up on May the 4th, it will be Star Wars craziness, starting with Wanted Comics at 4 p.m. Eastern, then me at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Hive Comics at 10 p.m. Eastern. Crazy Star Wars books. I know I'll have a newsstand, Heir to the Empire 1. I'll have first appearances galore. Some of the craziest books you guys will ever see in Star Wars sale will be that's Wednesday, May the 4th. Richie, what do you got coming up on your Whatnot?
I had a sale last night that went until about 3:30 in the morning. We got up to like 50 people at the latest part. Then it dropped down to about 35. Whatnot I don't know if you guys know. I mean, Brian, you probably know more than me, but they're having issues all night last night into, over past midnight Pacific time, where you try to start a stream and it just either the sound wouldn't work or the camera wouldn't work, and it would switch on and off and it would go in and out. And then I heard there was reports where you could try to start an auction and then it would drop or something like that, and so on and so forth. So anyways, long story short, we were about 3:30 in the morning. I had my off the cuff stackers auctions, didn't advertise or anything. Great crew. We had Bronze Age Nerd from YouTube. He was slaying it. He was battling. We had a bunch of people that are currently in this live chat battling for some fire books. Sold New Mutants 98, sold ASN 301, Amazing Fantasy 15 Volume 2. It was fun. So we're gonna have another sale tomorrow, guys. From the last 2 weeks of sales, I was sick for a week, so please be patient. And I'm sharing now my truck. I drop my packages off at my PO box, the mail drop. So because I did the USPS mail drop, the closest post office to me is about 3.5 miles. And I sure as hell not toting that on the back of my beach cruiser. Okay. So I drop them off my PO box, and the dude picks them up at the end of the day, and he doesn't scan the load. You got to wait till the second scan, which is in Anaheim. So that's why you're not seeing the update right away. But they're coming. Everything shipped. Yesterday's sales, all packed, going out in the morning. Next sale tomorrow. Stay tuned.
And don't forget, you guys, the Mighty Mel V every Saturday night with the Saturday Night Liz Ives show. Very good stuff. So that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Make sure to sub up. Adios.